Welcome to This Explainer. Today, we're unpacking a truly fascinating piece of legal engineering. We're going to look at exactly how the massive, globally connected maritime industry manages to upgrade its foundational laws without, accidentally sinking the ship. It's an absolute masterclass in smooth transitions, and today, we're going to visualize exactly how it all works. So picture this. What actually happens when an entire legal system, one that governs thousands of ships, sailors, and ports, is just deleted overnight to make way for a new one? Do ships suddenly lose their registration? Do captains just lose their licenses? Well, no. Today, we're looking at how these massive legal transitions happen brightly, efficiently, and without causing absolute panic on the docks. Section 1. Out with old laws, retiring the 1958 and 1838 Acts. To really get a grip on this, we're looking directly at Section 324 of the new maritime legislation. This section officially retires two massive, historic pieces of legislation, the Coasting Vessels Act of 1838 and the Merchant Shipping Act of 1958, with just a small exception for Part 14. That means over a century of established maritime law is quite literally being swept off the books. This brilliantly illustrates our core concept for today, which is a major ship upgrade. The maritime industry is basically scrapping the old, outdated legal vessels to board a shiny, modern one. But here's the catch, and it's a big one. They're upgrading the ship, sure, but they definitely aren't throwing away the cargo. Section 2. Preventing legal shipwrecks. Introducing the legal lifeboat. To prevent total chaos in the ports and the courts, during this massive handover of authority, the law introduces our real hero, the savings provision. What is it? Well, it's a legal clause that preserves specific rights, rules, and actions from a repealed law so they seamlessly continue under the new one. So the absolute crucial point here is that a savings provision acts as a legal lifeboat. It safely and securely transfers everything vital from the old ship directly onto the new one, ensuring absolutely nothing gets lost at sea. Section 3. What stays on board? Translating clauses A through J. Now, if you look at the source text, Section 324 actually lists 10 distinct items, labeled clauses A through J, that survive the repeal of those 1838 and 1958 acts. Let's be honest, a list of 10 dense legal clauses can look pretty overwhelming. So rather than reading a dense wall of text, let's visualize this to make it super easy to understand at first glance. We can seamlessly drop these 10 surviving clauses into 3 bright, clear buckets: paperwork, people, and punishments. Breaking it down visually like this makes a really complex transition immediately accessible. Section 4. Paperwork, people, and punishments. Transferring the cargo. Okay, let's unpack that very first bucket. Paperwork. The global maritime industry is incredibly complex, right? It runs on an absolute sea of documents, registrations, and rules. If these just vanished, shipping would literally stop overnight. Fortunately, our legal lifeboat catches them all. According to clauses A, C, F, and G, any existing rules or bylaws, all currently registered ships, recorded vessel mortgages, and official documents referring to the old acts, they all seamlessly transfer over. They are legally treated exactly as if they had been created under the brand new act. The paper trail, completely unbroken. Now check out Clause H. It's an incredibly dense, super specific list drafted by the lawmakers. We're talking practically every conceivable maritime certificate out there, from competency and service licenses to safety equipment and international load line certificates. It's a lot. But, what does that wall of legalese actually mean for a sailor or a ship owner on the ground? Well, here's the beautifully simple translation. Your current licenses and safety certificates remain completely valid until their printed expiry date, unless they're specifically canceled under the new act. That's it. No one needs to rush down to a government office in a panic to get new stamps just because the overarching law changed. All right. Shifting gears to our second bucket, people operations, because a law isn't just paper, it's the folks enforcing it. Clauses B and J guarantee that appointed officers and established offices get to keep their roles and existence. Plus, if there's a pending inspection or an ongoing maritime investigation or inquiry, it doesn't get thrown out. It simply keeps sailing forward as if it was ordered under the new law. The people doing the work just keep doing the work. And finally, we hit our third visual bucket, punishments. You see, changing the law isn't some magical get-out-of-jail-free card. Under clauses D, E, and I, absolutely no one escapes a pending trial, an already levied fine, or prosecution for a past offense just because that old 1958 law was deleted. The accountability transfers right over to the new legal framework. Section 5. Smooth sailing ahead, the ultimate legal anchor. So, as we've just seen through these visual buckets, everything, the paperwork, the people, the punishments, is neatly and cleanly transferred to the new ship. But the drafters of this law added one final, overarching safety net, just in case they somehow missed a spot in their list of 10 clauses. Section 324 explicitly states that listing out these specific surviving items does not prejudice the general, broad protections provided by Section 6 of the General Clauses Act of 1897. Think of this 1897 Act as the ultimate legal anchor. It's a foundational law that exists essentially to say, hey, when a law is repealed, it doesn't undo the consequences, rights, or obligations that already happened under it. It is literally the perfect backup system. This meticulously planned transition means that for the entire maritime world, despite a massive legal overhaul, it is strictly business as usual. No dark and gloomy chaos, just a bright, seamless upgrade. It's a wonderfully optimistic look at how structured our systems really are. Seeing this legal lifeboat visualized so clearly leaves us with a fascinating thought. How many other invisible transition laws are operating in the background right now, keeping our society running smoothly and preventing chaos every single day? Something to think about the next time you see a massive system upgrade. Thanks for joining me for this explainer.